there's two defaults up there. One of them is against check, the other one is a third party. I'm gonna go with the paperwork on that. Here, you can do hers first.
Good afternoon. This is cause number 2015-24049 in the interest of Briley Milligan. Parties, please raise your right hand to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Kate Provost, and I am the mother.
And for the state.
Kara Mitchell.
All right, and the court will note that Joshua Darrell Milligan is the non-custodial parent. He was served on February 12th, 2021 at 9:18 a.m. at 1296 Creek Lane Drive, Onalaska, Polk County, Texas. He's not filed an answer. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default then.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The state would first like to call Miss Kate Provost.
Okay.
Miss Provost, please state your name for the record.
Kate Provost.
Okay. And we are here to modify an order entitled Order Modifying Parent-Child Relationship and Dismissing Enforcement Actions that was signed November the 8th, 2017. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And in that order, Mr. Joshua Darrell Milligan was ordered to pay you child support and medical support. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know whether or not Mr. Milligan is working right now?
I don't.
You don't know whether or not he's working?
I don't know if he's working. Oh, no, he is working. I'm sorry. I thought you meant like currently, like right this second. Yes, he does work.
Okay. Where does Mr. Milligan work?
At Trans Canada.
Okay. And do you know how much Mr. Milligan makes there?
It's roughly about $8,100 a month.
Okay. How do you know how much he makes?
Because he has told me how much.
Okay. And we were able to verify that he does indeed work at Trans Canada USA Services, Inc. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that he makes a gross monthly amount of $8,199.91. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know whether or not Mr. Milligan has any other children that he's court ordered to pay child support for?
He does.
Okay. And we have given him credit for that child today. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. How is your child covered for insurance?
Josh pays for her insurance through his job.
Okay. So we're not going to ask the court to order any cash medical support because he covers her for insurance. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we've calculated that child support should be $1,091 a month. Are you asking this court to order that Mr. Milligan pay you $1,091 a month starting April the 1st?
Yes, ma'am.
And each month thereafter?
Yes.
Okay. And do you believe Mr. Milligan should be ordered to pay court costs as billed by the 29th of this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you believe this order is in the best interest of your child?
Absolutely.
And are you asking the court to approve this order?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Your Honor, I pass this witness.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you very much.
Thank you. May
Thank
we
you.
be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thanks.
We got somebody, or is
Yes,
this a
Your Honor.
double default?
No, we're defaulting only one party, Mr. Osborne, and Mr. Anderson actually appeared and signed off on the order already.
Okay. Mother's present telephonically?
That's
Or
correct,
by
Your Honor.
video? Okay.
By telephone.
All right, this is cause number 2020-17000 in the interest of Christian Brown. Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yes, I do.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Tammy Anderson, mother.
All right, for the state.
Marcella Turner.
Court will note that the non-custodial parent is Christopher Shane Osborne. He was personally served. I'm sorry, he was served under Rule 106 on November 6, 2020 at 11:43 a.m. at 3315 Reeves Street, Apartment 5, Houston, Harris County, Texas. And he's not filed. Has he filed an answer?
He has not, Your Honor.
He was given further notice of this Zoom hearing by certified mail. Return receipt requested, which was delivered at 11:43 a.m. on February 4th, 2021. And he has not made an appearance, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, then we'll proceed by default.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, just to point out one quick discrepancy before I get started, I believe the Harris County District Clerk's webpage indicates that at one point the NCP did appear. After further review of that reset, it was not Mr. Osborne who appeared, but rather Mr. Anderson. And so at the conclusion of today's hearing, if the court approves this order, I'll need to make that correction within this proposed order in front of you.
All right.
May I proceed?
Yes.
At this time, the state would ask that the court take judicial notice of the DNA testing reports which were filed with the court, which exclude Mr. Harold Anderson Jr. as the father of Christian R. Brown.
All right, court will note that the DC DNA test report would indicate that the alleged father, Harold Anderson, is excluded as the biological father of the tested child, Christian Brown, who is the child subject to this suit. All right.
The state would like to call Ms. Tammy Anderson at this time. Ms. Anderson, at the time of Christian's conception, were you sexually involved with anyone else other than Mr. Osborne?
No, ma'am.
And is there any possibility that anyone other than Mr. Osborne could be the father of Christian Brown?
No, ma'am.
And are you asking this court to establish the fact that Mr. Osborne is in fact the biological father and legal father of Christian Brown?
Yes, ma'am, he is.
And as of right now, your child's last name is Brown, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And whose last name is Brown? Where did that name derive from, that last name?
Mine, which is my maiden name prior to marriage.
And are you asking this court to order that Christian's last name remain as Brown?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sorry, Your Honor, there is one other mistake in here, but I'll proceed forward with the questioning. To your knowledge, Ms. Anderson, how is Mr. Osborne currently employed?
Yes, he is.
And do you have any knowledge as to what he earns monthly?
No, ma'am, I do not.
To your knowledge, does Mr. Anderson have any other, I'm sorry, Mr. Osborne have any other children other than this child on this subject of this suit?
No, ma'am.
And did we also have an opportunity to discuss the investigation that was done in regards to the income received by Mr. Osborne?
Repeat one more time.
Did we have an opportunity to discuss the results of the investigation regarding Mr. Osborne's income each month?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that the child support order today will be based off of the minimum wage presumption?
Yes,
as a
ma'am.
result? Okay. And when's the last time Mr. Osborne actually visited alone with Christian?
Never alone.
Okay. And so how often has Mr. Osborne visited with the child with supervision of another parent or person?
Just only with me 5 times in his whole entire life.
Okay, so is it your testimony that from birth as until today's day, Mr. Osborne has actually only had interaction with this child a number of 5 times?
Yes, ma'am.
And so would it be a safe conclusion to say that Mr. Osborne really has no relationship with Christian?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
And as a result of that, are you asking this court to order supervised visitation on every first, third, and fifth Saturday of each month, should Mr. Osborne want to start visiting with this child?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that due to the fact that he has not shown any willingness to be involved?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
Within the last 2 years, has there been any family violence to occur between yourself and Mr. Osborne?
No, ma'am.
And prior to the last 2 years, was there any family violence to occur between yourself and Mr. Osborne?
No, ma'am.
And do you have safety concerns with Mr. Osborne having your address?
No, ma'am.
So is it your testimony now that you have no issue with your address being disclosed in this court order?
Well, I would like for it to be disclosed.
You would like for it to be listed or not to be listed?
Not to be listed.
And why is that?
I just have my own safety concerns, but if it was left up to me, I would like for it to not to be listed.
And what are those safety concerns? You'll have to explain that to the court.
Because I really don't know the type of person that Mr. Osborne is as of now.
Has he threatened you or the child recently?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Has he popped up to your home unannounced recently?
No, ma'am.
So where exactly does this safety concern derive from? What incident has taken place that gives you reason to fear for your safety?
That was due to 9 years ago, prior before the child was born,
And so who makes the day-to-day decisions regarding Christian's needs or wants? Who makes those decisions?
I do.
And has Mr. Osborne ever contacted you or shown a desire to be interested in being more active in your son's life?
No, ma'am. He stated that he only wants to be a part of Christian life if we was to be together. So that would never happen. So
And who
Christian would never have a father.
And who takes Christian to medical and dental appointments typically?
I do.
And are you asking this court as a result of your testimony to appoint you as the managing conservator and Mr. Osborne as the possessory conservator?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you currently reside in Harris County?
Yes, ma'am.
To your knowledge, what county does Mr. Osborne currently reside in?
Harris County.
And are you asking this court not to restrict Christian's residence to Harris County and the surrounding counties?
Yes, ma'am.
And why is that?
I just feel like I shouldn't have to have permission from Mr. Osborne if I did ever decide in the near future to move.
And is that due to the fact that he essentially, Mr. Osborne, has not essentially been a visible or active parent in the child's life regarding any of the
Yes,
decisions?
yes, ma'am, that's correct.
And do you have access to private medical or dental insurance right now?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And is the child currently covered for medical insurance?
Yes, he is.
Okay. And are you asking this court to order cash medical support in the amount of $50 beginning April 1st of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking this court to order current child support in the amount of $218 beginning April 1st of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And within the last 4 years, has Mr. Osborne provided financially for this child?
No, ma'am.
And have you ever requested financial assistance from Mr. Osborne at any time?
Yes, I have.
And to your knowledge, has Mr. Osborne been incarcerated within the last 4 years?
Oh, I don't know.
And are you asking this court to enter and order a retroactive child support judgment in the amount of $10,464 as of today's date?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking this court, in addition to that, to order the payout of that judgment at $70 each month beginning April 1st of 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
And you are not currently seeking retroactive medical or dental support, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe this order to be in the best interest of your child?
Yes, ma'am.
And one other question for you. Mr. Osborne was aware of the need for DNA testing regarding Christian, is that correct?
Yes, he was.
And what was his response in regards to taking the DNA test?
He stated that he will not provide a DNA testing because he knows that Christian is his biological child. He just stated that if he couldn't be with me, he wasn't going to take no test, and he doesn't want child support enforced on him.
Okay. And are you asking this court to approve this default order?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions for the witness. I'll pass the witness.
Ma'am, has there ever been any violence between you and the gentleman?
Yes, it has.
And like, can you explain when and what happened?
Back in 2010, he had took his handgun that he used to do security. He was a commissioned security officer, and he took the handgun, the handle part of the gun, and broke out my back window of my vehicle.
And that's the last time you've had any particular interaction with him?
Yes.
Does he know where you live now?
I don't know because maybe the child support people sent the papers to him with my address on it. It's a possibility he probably do. I don't know.
You don't know if he knows where you live, is that correct?
Exactly.
And if he did know where you live, would he likely cause you or your child any harassment or abuse or serious harm or injury?
He shouldn't, and I hope he wouldn't.
No,
But I
but
don't.
do you think he's likely to?
Well, if an order goes on, he probably will retaliate. I don't know to be 100% sure.
All right. Anything further, Ms. Turner?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you.
Thank you. With the non-disclosure?
Yes, it's on there.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Yes.
Miss Anderson, don't hang. Log back into the other Zoom for me, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I don't know if the McCain order came to you yet, but
This is the Alexandra?
No, sir. So I'll wait.
Is this is not the Alexandra case?
Alexander, we're here on Alexander. Me and Arnold are here on that, but she has a she has a default on on the other McCain, which I believe Maria has that order as well.
And is Miss Martin present?
Yes, she is. Ms. Martin, can you go ahead and unmute yourself, please?
Hello.
Okay.
This is Alicia Martin.
Yes, okay. All right, this is cause number 2020-73340 in the interest of Nyla Alexandria. Ma'am, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
My name is Alicia Martin, and I am the mother.
And for the state?
Your Honor, Sade Parker, and I also have Arnaldo Barrera here as a witness.
All right, Mr. Barrera, raise your right hand to be sworn. Where is he?
He's here.
I don't see him.
Well, he was here. I don't know what happened to him.
Court will note that the non-custodial parent, Asim Alexandra, is not present. He was personally served on December 9th, 2020 at 11:12 a.m. And he has not filed an answer. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, he's not filed an answer. Arnold's here now.
All right, Mr. Barrera, please raise your right hand and be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right. All right, let's proceed then by default.
Your Honor, the state would like to call Arnaldo Barrera.
Okay.
Mr. Barrera, can you state your full name for the record?
Arnaldo Barrera,
Where are you employed?
Office of the Attorney General,
What is your position there?
Child Support Officer,
What is the nature and your responsibilities and duties as a child support officer?
conduct investigations to calculate current child support and retroactive child support.
Have you received any special training to train you to calculate child support in compliance with the Texas Family Code?
Yes, I have.
Did you calculate child support in this matter?
Yes.
What are your calculations?
Calculated monthly gross income, $2,832.89.
And the net?
Net income, $2,291.31 after taxes and healthcare.
And was he given credit for any other children?
No.
What was the medical support amount based on that?
$127 per month beginning April 1st.
What was the child support amount?
$458 per month beginning April 1st.
Did you also calculate retroactive child support in this matter?
Yes, I did.
From what time period?
August 1st of 2020 to today, it came $3,664.
And what was the payback amount on that?
$70 per month beginning April 1st.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness.
All right. Do you have any questions for him, Ms. Martin?
No, sir.
All right, you may be excused, Mr. Barrera.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the state would like to call Alicia Martin.
Okay.
Ms. Martin, can you provide your full name?
Alicia Deshelle Martin.
Who is Nyla Dior Alexander?
My daughter.
What is her birth date?
May 27, 2020,
How old is she?
10 months.
Who is her father?
Nasim Alexander.
How do you know that Nasim Alexander is her father?
He was the only person I was having sex with.
Is there a possibility that anyone else could be Nyla's father?
No,
Were you married at the time Nyla was conceived?
no,
Do you remember Mr. Alexandre signing the birth certificate while you were in the hospital?
yes, ma'am.
Are you requesting this court establish a parent-child relationship between Nyla Alexandre and Nasim Alexandre?
Yes,
Are you also requesting that this court make you and Mr. Alexandre joint managing conservators?
yes,
Are you requesting that Mr. Alexandre be given a standard possession order?
yes.
And how is health insurance? How is your daughter covered on health insurance?
Medicaid.
Is there private health or dental insurance available to you at a reasonable cost?
No,
Do you know if there's private health or dental insurance available to Mr. Alexandre at a reasonable cost?
no,
Are you asking this court to set cash medical support in the amount of $127 per month beginning on April 1st, 2021?
yes,
And you're also asking that you be responsible for 50% of all uncovered medical expenses, correct?
yes,
Are you requesting that child support be set at $458?
yes,
And you're also requesting that this court take a retroactive child support judgment in the amount of $3,664 from the period of August 1st, 2020 through today to be paid back at $70 per month beginning on April 1st, 2021, correct?
yes,
And you're also requesting that this court order Mr. Alexandre to pay court costs as billed, correct?
yes,
And you believe that you are asking the court to grant this default judgment, correct?
yes,
And you believe it's in the best interest of your child, correct?
yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness.
Okay, did we discuss anything on retroactive? About whether he's helped
Oh,
nurse?
okay. Miss Martin, the retroactive is starting from August 1st, 2020. Since August 1st, 2020, has Mr. Alexandre provided you with any type of financial support for your child?
Oh my God. I asked him one day for some money, and he sent me $20, and that's probably it.
Okay, and that was included in the retro calculation, correct? The $20 that he gave you.
I don't believe so.
Okay, so then we're now asking for a retro child support judgment to be in the amount of $644 to be paid back at $70 per month, because you said he gave you $20.
Yeah.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for her.
All right, the order will be approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Miss Martin, you're free to go.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we have a double default, Ms. Jeffries.
Yes,
Do
Your
we
Honor.
have, I have a return of service on Daryl McCain. Do we have,
You made a docket entry, Your Honor, when the parties appeared on 11/9 of 2020.
Okay, let me look at that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, it looks like November 9th, mother and alleged father were present pro se. Mother acknowledged receipt of petition. Putative father was not present. There was no service. DNA testing was ordered and the case was reset to today. Okay, this is called number 2020-17029 in the interest of Mackenzie Rideau. A mother is not present. And Daryl Eugene McCain is not present. He was served on May 27th, 2020 at 2:17 p.m. at 6614 Leedale Street in Houston, Harris County, Texas. Let's see, the Jerry Lee Martinez, presumed father of the child.
He has not been served, Your Honor.
But he's no longer necessary because the DNA report would indicate that the alleged father, Daryl McCain, is not included as the biological father of the tested child. Mackenzie Rideau, the child is subject to this suit. So we'll proceed with a double default.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, Your Honor, I would actually like to offer into evidence what is marked as 6 Exhibit A, the DNA results that you mentioned that showed that Mr. McCain could not be excluded as the father of Mackenzie Rideau.
All right, DNA test report.
Thank you. Your Honor, I would ask that the court enter a default order, once again, finding that Mr. McCain is the father of Mackenzie Rideau. We would also ask that you order court costs as billed or due by May 29th of 2021. The Office of the Attorney General is non-suiting its request for surname change, conservatorship, possession and access, child support, medical support, retroactive support, non-disclosure findings, and proceed only on the issue of parentage and court costs.
Okay. Hold on just a second. Let me catch up here. Court will note that Daryl Eugene McCain is not present. He was served, as I said, on May 27, 2020, with no answer. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, the court will approve the order.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Your
ma'am.
Honor. May I be excused, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.